So the real question is, how long do you want to leave your car in idle like this while we record?
Oh, I don't give a shit. It's fine. Okay, hang on. Let me see.
Can you access your notes from me?
Can I look at my notes? Yes, it's still recording. I can open my notes. I took a lot of notes.
Oh my god, yeah.
I told you. Okay, the Borderlands movie. We just saw the Borderlands movie.
We just saw the Borderlands movie.
We experienced it. We bought the $40 claptrap.
You bought the $40 claptrap popcorn bucket.
You can fuck it.
You probably shouldn't stick your dick in that thing, but...
It's so greasy.
Well, okay, so before we get into anything concerning the movie itself, like, we should probably just go over, like, what our expectations were. Like, we never expected this to be good.
No.
Right? I mean, because it's been in production hell for so long. And it's a Borderlands movie. How good could it possibly be?
Not good.
But when they revealed that first trailer, like, you and I were kind of DMing each other on the side going, honestly, like, the set design looks pretty good. Like,
yeah.
The trailer was acceptable.
Like, the writing in the trailer was bad, but the visuals were pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was acceptable.
Of course, since then, the movie came out and it released to 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is currently at 9%.
Randy is big mad about it. Randy's so mad.
Something I do want to quickly touch on is just the language that people are using about this movie is kind of insane.
Okay.
To the point where I think the hate is... This is my impression before the movie. This is not my actual impression of the movie itself, but the impression I got was the hate is very overblown, because these are direct quotes. Most abysmal creation in the history of our planet.
You brought quotes?
God is a machine and pain is its fuel. This is a movie they show you in hell. These are things I'm seeing people actually say about the Borderlands movie.
Oh my god.
To the point where I was like, okay, well, the movie can't be that bad. Like, I'm just expecting it to be just regular flavor, kind of boring bad.
It was pretty bad.
It wasn't great.
No.
But I don't think it's the movie they show you in hell.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I think if you are not even slightly a Borderlands fan, then this is the movie they show you in hell. I think if you are totally unfamiliar with the Borderlands games, if you are not a fan of that at all, yes, this is what they show you in hell.
So there's definitely a big aspect of the movie of, let's just say there's a very big pivotal plot moment where I'm like, hey, they didn't establish this at all. And the only reason I understand what's happening is because I played Borderlands.
Yeah.
But... Well, okay, before we even got into the movie, the computer said no.
Yeah, so we went to buy our tickets, and it was like, great, give me your money. And when I went to it, I went, wait a second, I can't sell movie tickets anymore, and just shut down. It just turned off in front of us. And we went, oh. I told the lady behind the counter, and she's like, I can get your tickets for you. And I was like, oh, no, thank you.
I don't want you to see what we're buying tickets to.
Borderlands. And then she insisted on ripping our tickets anyway, so I was like, Well, I mean, okay, we were also wearing matching Borderlands shirts that I ordered specifically for this, so maybe it was obvious what movie we were going to.
I wasn't wearing it at the time. You handed it to me. You handed me this shirt outside the theater, and then I put it on in the bathroom.
I will. Okay, if we're uploading this to YouTube, I will put the picture of the shirt. I will also link to the Etsy in case anyone else wants to match with us at home. I do not advise buying this shirt because it is a scam object, but it's fine. It was fine for this.
So, where do we even start with this thing?
Okay, then we got the $40 popcorn bucket.
You got the $40 bucket. I have to keep correcting. You bought the $40 popcorn bucket.
It's coming home with me.
So, something I kind of feel with video game movies, or just movies based on an established property, is the people who get, like, really uppity about, oh, this is how this movie was different from this game or this book. Or it's like they changed this character's backstory a bit. And generally, I don't think that's a huge deal.
No, I kind of am fine with them playing fast and loose with properties, just generally.
From minute one.
But this was insane. This was actually completely fucking insane.
Spoilers for the rest of for the entire 1 hour, 40 minutes of Borderlands. Spoilers.
We're going to just go scene by scene. Okay, so the opening scene is Roland rescuing Tiny Tina from Atlas's space station above Pandora, which is also a prison.
And also, Tina's is Atlas's daughter.
Yeah, she's his daughter.
And she's supposedly the daughter of an alien.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I mean, that's established pretty quickly.
Okay, but like, the whole opening scene in retrospect is really confusing to me because Roland says, hey, your father sent me. And she goes, Atlas sent you, like, really excited, and then goes with him willingly. And then the whole rest of the movie is that her dad is actually the bad guy, and she hates him.
Also, Krieg is there.
Oh, yeah, and then just Kree is like, I'm in your party now. Hey, do you think that actor got to talk at all? Because I don't.
No, he just did, like, mannerisms, and then he was ADR'd over.
Yeah,
sure.
They just played, like, the voice lines from the game.
Literally did it. I think, like, 2/3 of the way through the movie, I wrote down a note that's just like, why is Krieg even here?
Yeah.
Like,
they don't know. I don't know what he was doing there.
He was just there. I think he was just there so they could put a psycho on the poster.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so for that scene, I wrote down the line, "You must be Krieg," because Roland apparently knew his name.
Yeah.
Even though he's just some random guy who pops out of a jail cell. He's like, "You must be Krieg. We're friends now."
Roland is part of the Crimson Lance. Maybe he worked the prison briefly. I don't know.
Okay, but why was it an Atlas satellite and not a Hyperion satellite? Why wasn't it the fucking...
Well, I mean, Hyperion...
The
The big H Hyperion station didn't appear until like Borderlands 2. And this is supposed to be sort of a retreading of Borderlands 1. Very vaguely.
Kind of, but it also Tiny Tina is a Borderlands 2 character.
Yep, so is Krieg.
And so is Krieg. So, like, why was it a Hyperion station? Did Atlas ever have a station? Was that part of Borderlands 1, which I've never played and I will not?
I mean, Atlas was a major presence in Borderlands 1.
I get that. Like, I recognize the Crimson Lance. I recognize General Knox. When they were like, "Sorry, General Knox," I just, like, let out.
No, that's a different General Knox.
Yeah.
General Knox in Borderlands 1 rocks ass. This is, I think, their attempt at combining Commandant Steele, or whatever her name is, and then just, like, giving her a different name.
I was actually thinking the one from pre-sequel with the bad name, like
Zarpedon.
Zarpedon,
Yeah.
that's it. Zarpy. Well, Zarpy.
Yeah.
Okay, so then next is Lilith goes in a bar.
Nothing really eventful happens there.
It was like
she says her iconic catchphase, sup.
She did say sup.
Sup.
We get our introduction to Atlas there, which was stupid. I just felt like that whole scene was really stupid. And she says thoughts and prayers, which made me cringe so hard that it hurt my chest a little bit. Okay, so after she gets picked up by Atlas...
I will say, Cate Blanchett is kind of a badass.
Oh yeah, Cate Blanchett is a badass. She is a terrible Lilith.
She's 50-odd years old.
She's too old.
And Lilith is supposed to be 20.
Yeah, okay, so, like, let's get into the characterization a little bit now that, like, we're talking about, like, we have Roland and we have Lilith, our major players. Number one, I should have guessed this was going to be a Lilith-based movie. I don't know why I didn't assume that, but Randy Pitchford is fucking jacking his hog to Lilith all the time. Constantly, even though she's the worst fucking character, so the whole movie's about her.
I feel like it's pretty evident from the trailer.
I know, but I thought it would be like a buddy movie with all, like, the focus on the four of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't. It was all focused on Lilith the whole time and other characters show up.
I really don't know about their choice of cast. I mean, they don't really join up as a team until later, so I guess we'll get there. But one of the things I wrote down is Tina, Krieg, and Claptrap is a brutal combo.
It was really bad. It was, like, the most annoying. Okay, so Lilith in the games is, like, kind of rash, kind of bullheaded. She's kind of like a bad decision maker, and she's in her early 20s, so, like, that matches up.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason in this movie, she's like a stoic, almost 60-year-old who keeps going, "I'm too old for this shit," which is like...
You're special, Tina.
Is this Lilith?
There was, like, one particular scene where she had a really heavy southern drawl, and I don't know where that came from. And
I don't know!
And then it immediately went away.
Her whole character doesn't make any sense, and if you're gonna make a movie focused on this character that you're obsessed with, why did you change her entire personality? Okay. Anyway, they drop Lilith onto Pandora.
Where there should have been Cage the Elephant title card.
They should have.
And they didn't.
She meets Claptrap literally immediately. I did want to say a good thing. I really like the environments in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought the environments were fucking spectacular.
A lot of the... ignoring people driving cars, a lot of the visual effects in this movie, I almost said game, were really good.
Yeah, I wrote down the environments and the creatures look fucking amazing. Like, they had the rats up in the sky eating each other. Mm-hmm. They looked so good. Yeah. They looked really cool, and the environments looked awesome.
You skipped over Marcus.
Oh yeah, she rides on Marcus's bus for literally no reason. I guess just for us.
Just so they could have the moment of, like, this is the bus for the Vault Hunters.
Yeah, and then...
this is my Marcus impression.
Okay, Marcus was fucking great.
The guy who played Marcus was...
They could not have nailed it. The whole movie had Marcus in it. I would have enjoyed it so much
more. There was, like, one brief moment where there was, like, a Marcus commercial, and I immediately had vivid flashbacks to when we watched that Marcus introduction 20 times.
We should play Borderlands 2 again.
I lost my mind.
It was so funny. They really crushed it with Marcus. He was really genuinely funny. Sorry, I didn't mean to brush over that. Okay.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure we didn't miss our favorite character.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, then Lilith finds Tiny Tina. They're like, oh, that was one thing. They were like, Tiny Tina is up near the tundra.
Your target was last recorded near an abandoned quarry in the Tundra Express.
And I'm like, oh, are they going to use some of the Borderlands?
I completely missed that.
Yeah, she was just in another fucking desert. She was just, it was all deserts. Like,
it was all just arid wasteland.
Which
No, they're in the Caustic Caverns very briefly.
No, okay, we're going to get to my thoughts on the Caustic Caverns. But yeah, it was all like, it was very Borderlands 1 feeling of like, here's a brown desert, and then another brown desert. I wrote down Lilith Butterfingers her phone.
What was the point? She goes to pull out her phone, she just goes, oops, and drops it. And it's like, just so she can see a bomb that's under the bed. Or it's like, you could just have the bomb out in the open or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was really, it's such a bad... Kate Blanchett really did not act that well.
She did not sell it.
She did not. She just throws the phone, and she's like, whoopsies! Which was insane. Okay, I wrote down we need to define badonkadonk, because something about that really irritates the shit out of me.
That's something that's just for the people who play the games.
But, like, in the context of the games, she's making a joke, like, she straps the bombs to the stuffed animals, and she's like, oh, they have big badonkadonks. Like, she's making a joke about them having fat asses, right? Because they have bombs strapped to their asses? I thought that was what the joke was in the game.
I don't remember. It's been so long since we played BL2.
And in the movie, she's just like, grab my badonkadonk for me? And I'm like, you're what? Actually, on the IMDb, somebody put this under, like, the parent advisories of, like, badonkadonk is used to refer to large breasts. And I'm like... No. The what?
No. It's the booty.
It's the booty, but it wasn't used in a context that made any sense in the film. Okay. Krieg lived in a taco truck.
Yeah, Krieg's just there. He's just having the time of his life.
That's fine.
He's just there.
That's fine. Okay, we need to talk about the plot. Why was Lilith against the Crimson Lance at that time?
It's not that she was against the Crimson Lance, is that she tried to hand over Tina to the Crimson Lance, but the Crimson Lance is like, we'll be taking her, and then just some shit happened.
But that whole scene didn't make any fucking sense, because Lilith is working with Atlas. She's working for Atlas. And then
she's trying to.
Atlas's army's like, thanks, Lilith, we'll take it from here. And then she's like hell you will, I'll protect this child with my life. And I'm like, what? Why did that happen?
Don't have an explanation for you.
I don't have an explanation at all. And then even later she's like, Atlas is going to see that fiasco that happened and blame me. And I'm like, that's a stretch. Because nobody died. They'll just say, oh, Lilith wasn't involved in that.
She shot some guns. She stuck her hand out of the car and shot some guns.
Oh yeah, then we had the worst car CGI in the whole world.
It was really bad.
There was a chase scene. The car CGI made me want to die. I feel like they could have done a lot with practical effects, but I wrote down, are those cyber trucks? They looked like cyber trucks.
There's a part where Roland just takes like a 45-degree turn to the left, and then all the cars that are chasing them all just start falling over each other.
That was his cool move. That was his sick move.
Check out my sick move. Gentle turn.
I didn't even write anything down about the Thresher scene, did you?
No, I mean, it was in the trailer, and there was really nothing much more to that.
The trailer was the whole Thresher scene.
There's a part in the trailer where, like, Lilith flips over a Ducat and, like, shoots her gun at a car, and the car explodes, and you feel like that's gonna be a big action scene. That's literally just part of, like, her intro montage of getting to Pandora.
Yeah.
And she's, like, narrating her montage, like, I landed on Pandora, and then I talked to some kids, and then I fought a car, and it all happens within a span of, like, 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, actually... That did make me want to raise the point of how long was Tina with Roland?
I think they established that it was a couple of weeks at that point.
But it seems like years. She had like a house, like they had that whole thing built up. It was all decorated. She looked totally different. Her hair was dyed. Like, how it felt like it was years. But also, why was Tina crazy?
Because she was crazy in the video games.
why was she obsessed with explosions? And she, like, at the very start, when they pull her out of the prison, she just is like a kid. She's just like a normal kid.
I think they try to briefly play it off when Lilith finds Tina. She's like, okay, this planet is making you crazy because that's just something Pandora does, and that's why there's all the psychos.
That's a stretch.
But they don't establish that particularly well. Yeah.
Okay, then we get to Sanctuary. How fucking cool did Sanctuary look?
Sanctuary is pretty badass.
So fucking sick.
But I was a little overwhelmed by two things that cropped up in Sanctuary that I didn't have a lot of time to take in Sanctuary as a whole. One, they just start randomly talking about Lilith's mother.
Yeah, I wrote, let me see, Lilith's tragic mom backstory in all capital letters. Yeah.
They just start peppering in some backstory about, like, Lilith having, like, a bad relationship with her mom. I'm like, okay, hold up. What's going on here? And then you immediately run into Moxie.
Yeah.
Who I'm not going to play the card of just, like, okay, again, she's, like, a 56-year-old woman who's playing, like, a burlesque woman. Because in the games, Moxie is old.
Moxie's meant to be old, but Moxie's whole thing is that she doesn't look her age.
Another thing is that in the movie, she doesn't look like she wants to be there.
No. The
person playing Moxie, it feels like she's embarrassed to be there.
Yeah, Moxie was so bad. And, like, I don't know what to even say about Moxie. It was a bad cast. The costuming, I think, was the worst on Moxie. Overall, I didn't really have a problem with the costuming, and I think Lilith's costume was actually pretty dope.
Her hair was far too red.
We're not talking about the hair. We're talking about the clothes.
So vibrant.
We're talking about the clothes. I think Moxie's costume was the worst that it could possibly. It was so unflattering on that actress. It was so bad. I felt really bad for her.
There's a part in the movie. This is not, like, plot relevant at all, but just, like, there's some people walking. They're exiting out a back door somewhere. And in the foreground of the scene, there's just some guy who's, like, super excited to be playing the slots.
I think that had to be a cameo of somebody.
But I don't know who it is.
It was just some old guy.
Just like, that's chilling. Just me having a good time playing the slots at Moxie's
bar. Then we meet Tanis.
So we're adding on to the party of Claptrap, Krieg, Tina, and now Tanis.
Yep.
We've got arguably 2 level-headed people out of 6. It's a lot to take in.
Tanis is played by the oldest Jamie Lee Curtis has ever been. She is 110 years old, and they pop both her titties clean out of her shirt for you to look at the
Frame
whole
one.
time.
You want to see Tanis's boobs.
Every single time they framed her in a shot, they made sure that her tits were on full fucking display. And I don't understand, because Tanis in the games is like 20.
Not sexy.
Okay, not sexy. She does have tits out, I think, because every girl in the game has tits out.
No, I think she's wearing it. Okay, for as much as we play Borderlands, neither of us can recall what Tanis looks like.
We both hate
Great
Tanis.
sign.
But she's not old. She's like maybe 30 if I'm pushing it. I'm going to look up her model and put it here in the video, because this sucks.
Oh, can you put a hat on her while we're there?
Yes.
Yeah, just have a little fun with that.
Okay. Yes, I'm having a good time. Oh yeah, and then, okay, you went to the bathroom during this part, so let me fill you in.
Honestly, no, I went to the bathroom as this scene started and as this scene ended, and in the process of leaving the theater and entering the theater, I picked up the only 2 plot details that were important.
That was all that happened.
When I sat down, you told me what I missed. I was like, I heard both of those lines.
Okay, so then we have 10 minutes of nothing but plot exposition for no reason, which is Lilith's mom abandoned her to Tanis, and Tanis is her surrogate mother, which is why she's so fucking old, because they made Lilith so old, so they had to make Tanis much older. And then Tanis, she's like, you sold me to a mining ship. And Tanis is like, I thought it would help you survive and learn to fight. So, like, I don't understand what fucking happened there. Tanis just threw a little kid out in the garbage.
Have a good time. Shoo.
And then, okay, so
Have we established at this point that Tina supposedly has the blood of an Iridian?
So that's what happens next, is that Lilith leaves that scene. She walks out onto the balcony, and Tina's there looking sad. And Tina is like, I'm a clone from an Iridian. It's just... So the plot was that Atlas found the vault key, and it had alien blood on it. So he decided to clone from the blood, and out came tiny Tina. instead of a giraffe monster.
Have there been several clones up to this point?
I don't think so.
They make references later in the movie to, we'll just make another clone.
Yeah, that's the only time that's referenced.
Okay.
There was a really, really bad line at that point where Lilith says,
Your father is Deucalion Atlas, isn't he?
and Tina says,
Yes and no.
and Lilith says,
Not a yes or no question.
and I'm like,
No,
yeah,
that is a yes or no
It was
question.
a yes or no question. It actually was. So that the writing was not good.
Krieg's just in the background taking a shower.
Yeah, they took a shower. They electrocuted. Okay, then they're like, okay, we need to go get the second vault key
In the Caustic
in
Caverns.
the Caustic Caverns, which pissed me the fuck off because it was literally one sewer hallway. They're like in a cartoon sewer with green slime, and they're like, we're in the Caustic Caverns now. And it was just one hallway.
Okay, my favorite line when they entered the Caustic Caverns was like, this acid is corrosive to almost anything that isn't the natural crystals in the area. 1, I don't think we see any crystals.
There's no crystals.
2, all kinds of like stone and walls containing the acid.
Yeah, it was literally just a cartoon sewer. It was unfucking real.
Literally just a sewer.
So that was really boring.
Oh, I wrote down, so as part of the Caustic Caverns, they had to sneak past a bunch of bloodshot bandits.
Yeah.
And they use Claptrap as a distraction.
Yeah.
There's a scene of probably 30 or 40 extras just standing in a semicircle, all just shooting at Claptrap.
Yeah.
Extended scene, probably goes on for about 40 minutes.
I would watch it.
I wrote down, I would have loved to have been one of those extras. That would have been a great day.
I just want to make a side note as we're mentioning Claptrap off to the side here. I think Jack Black was a fine Claptrap.
I did write down, and you're probably going to hate me for this, like, as far as Claptrap is concerned, I think they nailed the assignment.
I think they did. Well, I agree with you, because Claptrap sucks fucking ass. He's fucking annoying, and they nailed it, and I think Jack Black did a really good job. He hits the tone perfectly. I've actually seen a bunch of people going, why did they get Jack Black for this? He's totally the wrong voice. And it's like, no,
You get used to it really quick.
He's perfect, actually. He totally nailed the fucking annoying bullshit. So after they shoot Claptrap a bunch, there's a scene where he just shits for like 4 minutes. He's just shitting. He says, I'm disposing of the extra lead, and he just takes a huge, loud shit. And
It's a plot critical dump. They need to lead into the fact that he's making tons of noise. He attracts all the bandits.
Shitting.
And then Motorhead Ace of Spades.
That was so fucking weird. The fucking music choices were beyond, like, so weird. Okay, so Ace of Spades fight scene.
Guardians of the Galaxy ruined movie soundtrack.
It's true. And then they had that weird seizure-inducing scene in the hallway where it was just like...
It was nauseating.
I couldn't tell what was going on or what the point of that was.
No.
I was like, is this referencing something?
Like 15 seconds where there's just like, they're in a dark hallway and there's just strobe lights, so you can't see anything that's happening in the action. It lasts for about 15 seconds,
It's
and then
so
they just
short.
immediately move past it.
I was like, the characters have like very specific like glowing faces, and I'm like, is this an enemy I just don't remember? Is this a reference to a scene in Borderlands 1? Someone's honking. We're in a parking lot, by the way.
Yeah, we're recording this from a car. I don't know if that was obvious.
I should have mentioned that. We're recording this in the car immediately after watching the movie. We are in the theater parking lot. Okay. So then we have Roland's elevator sacrifice.
So, my assumption for why people are lambasting this movie is just how kind of generic it is. Like, there's just lots of, like, these moments where, like, okay, we need to have the noble character sacrifice here.
Yep.
We need to have this, like...
It was like every movie cliche.
Every movie
order.
cliche, yeah. And that was one of them, where it's like, Roland has to step out of an elevator that isn't working so he can power the elevator on the outside. Don't worry, I'll meet you at the vault. And then he immediately gets up in the next scene.
Yeah.
He gets dogpiled by his psychos, and then 30 seconds later, he's just like, pops up and goes, oh, I'm fine.
He wasn't so much dogpiled as they walked at him one at a time as he slowly shot them in a hallway, which was very video gamey. I have to get
they're bandits. Like, it's whatever.
Then they do a siren teleport, and they're like, wow, Tina must have done that. Because Tina's a siren or something.
They've done, at this point, no establishing on what a siren is.
Yeah, nope. And then, sorry, I wrote down, Tanis opens up this huge map. It takes up like a whole room. It's the biggest map ever. And Lilith walks over and goes, "What is this? Some kind of map?"
What's that? Some kind of a map?
I literally laughed out loud in the theater. This is some kind of map.
Yeah. What are you, stupid?
In Kate Blanchett's defense, it's CG. She probably couldn't actually see it.
It's not like she wrote it. Then we see Firehawk, Iridian goddess, protector of Pandora, and both you and I were fucking cringing out of our seats. Oh my god. Okay, I literally couldn't understand anything that Atlas said. His casting was so bad.
His actor was really bad.
The actor was really bad. He was not putting any pussy into his lines at all.
He had an accent that I could not place.
I couldn't understand him, just straight up.
There was one point where he says, "Tina is mine," and you turn and look at me and goes, "Tina's a mother?"
No, I was like, what the fuck? I thought he said Tina is man, or Tina is mom.
She's smart. She is mine.
And I was like, what the fuck did he... Tina is mad?
Man.
It's just really... Okay. So then Lilith gets ditched by them because they're like, you're working with Atlas.
The classic Hollywood confusion bit where someone overhears half a conversation and, "Oh, wait, please just let me explain."
Yep.
No. I get just very cliche Hollywood stuff.
And so somehow Lilith ends up in her hometown.
She just finds it.
It turns out her mom worked for Doll, and every time we see her mom's wearing like lab coats, like she was like a gun scientist or something.
Then I don't know. They're just on Pandora for some reason.
I just kept writing down tragic mom backstory. Her mom is fucking dead.
She leaves a voice... Okay, she leaves a Princess Leia style... what's the hologram message for Lilith to say, like, "I love you and I miss you." As soon as I understood what you are, Lilith, I knew you couldn't stay on this planet. Does not establish what Lilith is.
No.
Just to be as mysterious and as vague as possible.
Yep. Then they go to where the vault is, and at this point it's Claptrap, Krieg, Tanis, and Tina. Traveling together.
Claptrap doesn't show up until Lilith shows up.
Oh, no, you know what? You're right. Claptrap's always with Lilith.
It's just Tanis, Krieg, and Tina, which is...
What a shitty trio.
Just perfect. Perfect party.
Okay.
No complaints.
So they find where the vault key goes in, and Tina puts it in the wrong way. Which is not that big of a deal.
I think that's just a stylistic choice for the movie, but yeah, like, for all the times we've seen a vault key go into a vault in the video games, it's a cone. It's a cone, and the pointy bit goes in the ground. But in the movies, they have it upside down, where they just put it flat on the ground.
But like the key slot was also a hole. Still, she just puts it upside down on top of the hole.
It was flat.
Okay. Regardless, it was just very bizarre.
Also, the vault was literally just in the middle of nowhere.
It was
just in the middle of like a ravine.
Then Atlas is like, "Slow clap, Tina."
Into fast clap.
Then fast clap.
Well done, Tina. Well done.
Not exaggerate.
He was standing behind them, behind a hologram the whole time. And then General Knox is like, "You can't be mean to this little girl," and they just blow her the fuck up with a laser. They just evaporate that woman.
That was probably my favorite part of the movie. Not because I hated Knox, but she was a non-entity. But what I loved about it is they're setting up the scene where, like, everyone's in danger, and Knox finally stands up and goes, "No, I can't let you endanger this child." And she turns to look to Lilith and starts to give an inspiring speech. I'm like, great. Here's Hollywood cliche number 78. And she gets immediately vaporized by a laser.
God.
And I was like, God fucking bless.
Okay. And then Lilith teleports in, and she's like, "Guess what, guys? I'm a siren." And we're all like, cool.
Cool, it's a siren.
Great. And then Lilith takes the key and puts it in and actually opens the vault. And the power inside the vault was making Lilith into the Firehawk.
Yeah, she gets wings. She flies around.
She gets her tattoos.
They don't explain what any of this means.
Nope, they do not explain it at all. It doesn't need to be
She gets
explained.
shot by a spaceship 40 times.
That was really funny.
That was really funny.
They just kept doing it over and over and over. At this point, I wrote down, I do not understand Atlas's motivations.
He wants to fall.
But he had it. She opened it. That was it. She opened it. And then he was like, I'm gonna blow up everybody! I was like, why?
The gate appeared, but it wasn't entirely open yet. She had to do a little bit more to open it.
But
she got the first time she stepped on the vault plate, she got her powers, immediately started blasting, and then got shot by a spaceship 50 times. Lost her powers very temporarily.
And then she opened her eyes. That shot where her eyes shoot open and she has the fucking iridium power flowing through her veins. That's fucking so stupid. Oh, I also wrote drop Tina back in that fucking hole, because there's like a shot where Tina gets shoved down into a hole very dramatically, and Lilith rescues her using her siren powers and has her floating through the air. But then in the second where she loses her powers, she just fucking drops Tina back in the hole and she never moved her.
I'm just gonna float Tina straight up, not to the side, away from the hole.
Back in the hole with you.
Oops, I lost my powers. Down in the hole you go again.
I thought it was very weird that Lilith didn't talk during that entire scene.
It's true, she didn't.
I don't understand why. She just had no lines, and it makes me feel like they had to redo that scene a lot in post. At this point, a bunch of people got up and left the theater.
Oh.
during this huge fight scene at the climax, just a group of people just fucking left. And we're like, oh, I wish that was them.
We were seeing the movie, there was maybe like 5 other people in the theater. Half of them left.
Okay, so then the Atlas takes Tina hostage, and he's like, open the fucking vault. And but they don't say fuck because it's PG-13.
They say shit once. I can't remember where they place it.
And then he goes into the vault with Lilith, and she's like, haha, there's a vault monster, and the vault monster grabs him and eats him, and she and Tina leave the vault, and they had this like long shot of the empty vault, and all I could think was like, Gearbox still doesn't know what to put in these fucking vaults.
Finally, regular moviegoers will know the disappointment of the ending of Borderlands 1.
There's just nothing. There's nothing in the vault. Like, couldn't even think of anything for the movie.
Blue floaty stones and an alien. Why does Atlas want this so bad?
Why? I can't believe they couldn't think of anything to put in the vault for the fucking movie. It was so anticlimactic. It was unfucking real. Okay, then we cut back to Sanctuary and there's a party.
We don't know what the party's for.
We don't know why they're having a
celebrating?
party.
Why is there fireworks? Who are they cheering for?
This is where we have the Scooter and Ellie 1 second cameo.
It happened so fast, I didn't see it.
I almost missed it.
I looked away for 1 second and Pansy goes, that was Scooter! And I look back at the screen, I see maybe his hat, and then he's just gone.
Oh my god. It was so fast.
Apparently Pickle was in the movie?
Yeah, in the credits, it said Pickle, and we're like, where was he?
I would have loved to see that shithead. I hate him, but I would have felt an
Where
emotion.
was he?
You can't just say in the credits, yeah, Pickle was in this thing. Because if he was in this movie, I would fucking know.
I would know.
I would want to die.
Seen him. So yeah, they have a party. They do the Firehawk does her symbol in the sky, and then that's credits, baby. And then we see that Lilith's mom doesn't even have a name. She's just credited as Lilith's mom, which really tells you a lot about how deep that plot ran.
I want to know what the original plot of this movie was and how they had to write around it.
It was so bad. Like,
well, so again, with the way people were talking about this movie, I wanted it to be disastrously bad.
It wasn't.
This was just kind of generically bad.
It was generically. I do stand by, if you have zero familiarity with the Borderlands franchise, this would be an apocalypse to watch.
Something I'm going to do, not necessarily when I get home, but maybe later tonight, is Red Letter Media did a review of Borderlands, and they aren't gamers.
No.
I'll definitely be checking that out.
Yeah, I've straight been avoiding every review, though I have been looking at funny tweets of people having very serious issues after watching this movie. It was bad. I think I think I'm most disappointed because there were some aspects of the movie that were so good, like the environments, the way that they rendered Sanctuary. Marcus was so fucking good. And then the plot was just garbage. It was so bad.
Not good.
There was no plot.
Yeah. I can see there was one person who came in to do rewrites and had to get his name taken off the thing because he didn't want to be associated with it. I forget the exact details.
Like, the dialogue was atrocious. It was so bad. But on top of that, there was no plot. There was nothing even stringing these scenes together. Nothing going on. From a franchise which has a lot of cool locations, cool ideas, and cool characters, and they did nothing.
You get to see a wasteland, a sewer. That's it.
That's it. Like, and a space station, kind of? I don't know.
Yeah, you're up on that space station very briefly.
I don't know. I feel just very disappointed that this is what they did with this film.
Do you recommend people go see Borderlands?
No. You should get the popcorn bucket, though.
Get the popcorn bucket so you can fuck it.
You can fuck it. It has a light.
It has a light. Oh, yeah.
It lights up.
Put a picture on screen right now of the light.
It's so bright. It's like blindingly bright for no reason. The arms are articulated, and mine is full of grease forever and ever. I'm never cleaning it.
I don't recommend regular moviegoers go see this movie. If you're a fan of the Borderlands series,
don't see this movie.
If you're looking for a movie that's so bad that it's good, you could do better. Like,
you could do better.
This is just like base level, kind of uninteresting.
It wasn't good. I would say if I was home and drunk
and had some other Borderlands friends over.
Yeah, and I had some friends over and we like rented it and we were bullshitting.
Yeah, that could be a good time.
That'd be fine. I wouldn't enjoy it, but it would be acceptable, you know?
You can quote me on record. I think the hate for this movie is a little bit overblown. That's the furthest I'm going to take it. Like, don't take that out of context.
I mean, I'm like teetering on it. I'm teetering. I feel like the hate is overblown from people who are familiar with Borderlands because, like, it was just about as crappy as those games are. You know, I want to play Borderlands 2 now. Like, really bad.
I mean, we've been saying that for the past couple of years.
Yeah,
maybe it should finally happen.
Play some Borderlands on Friday. What was on Borderlands?
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah!